Hi, this is JaMarr Brown from the Break It Down Brown Show. I'm here at my good friend's new company, Express Employment Solutions, here in the city of Chino. And what I want to do is to kind of have you meet him, Dan Dinkins, come into his office and really talk to you about how an entrepreneur goes from being successful in another career to opening up his own business. So let's go inside and check it out. There's Dan right there, and this is the front door. So what I want to do is really just have Dan, my good friend here, Dan. He just started this company. It's a phenomenal opportunity for him to launch a new career, a new business. I'm going to talk about how he had the courage to do that. But before we do that, Big Dan, just kind of tell us about Express Employment Solutions and what we have going on here.
Yeah, what it is it's an employment agency. So we go out there and try and find good people to match with good companies. So we have a need at your company who needs to go ahead and maybe some temporary employees for some clerical, light industrial, or anything else in between. We can find that solution for you. So that's kind of what we do.
Awesome. So it's a phenomenal company putting people to work, which is what we need to do here in California and around the world. But Dan, let's kind of give us a quick tour. And as we go through the tour, I want you to tell us about how because you were the top salesperson at a company called Copart for a number of years. And we used to sit down and have lunch. And he went from being the number one top salesperson there to transitioning to his own business. A lot of people want to transition to their own business. So as we kind of walk around the office, tell us what was really what gave you the courage to do that?
Well, it's definitely it takes a lot to go ahead and develop your own identity and develop your own company. And this is what I decided to go ahead and do. After many years of working in corporations, I said, you know what, it's time to go ahead and get my own thing.
Okay.
To develop a system, which would go with a proven system as well.
Okay.
I think with Express Employment Professionals, they gave me a proven system which to follow that I can go ahead and follow and create my own identity.
Awesome. But one of the things we talked about, which is the ego, and I'm going to tell you right now, because if you've been successful at something else, a lot of entrepreneurs want to branch out really for two reasons. Number one, or two situations. Number one, they might have been very successful at their previous job, and they want to go and do something else. They want to take that success and go somewhere else. The other situation is, let's say they're doing something that they don't enjoy, they don't like, and they say, you know what, I need to find my passion, to find my purpose. In both those situations, you go from having an identity as someone or something. You're known for something. And like Dan was known for the number one salesperson at his previous company and was very successful and could have basically stayed there for his entire career and rode off into the sunset. So we talked about kind of the how you have to transition your mind to say, I was successful at something else. Now I'm going to transition to something where I'm starting out. I'm new. Nobody knows me. Nobody knows I was the number one person at Copart. Probably nobody cares about it because you start over. So how did you get your mindset right to start this and go from being the top salesperson there to starting over essentially?
I'm still working on that, obviously, transitioning from where I was before to where I am right now, because it takes a certain mindset to get you need to keep on working on. My transition is still not easy, it's still not done, because every single day I have to go ahead and get my mind conditioned to, okay, you're humbling. You have to humble yourself. You have to go ahead and realize that you're the new guy in the block.
Right.
As a new guy in the block, I need to go out there and prove myself. People don't know who I am, what I'm about, so they're going to test me first, and you have to go through that transition period as well. So I'm still working on my mindset to get myself to the point where every single day where I know that this is what I'm destined to do. This is where I'm supposed to be at this point. So I'm not going to stop going and keep and pushing forward on my actual desire to go ahead and have my own business. But I know that my desire or my work ethic from before, I can use that for my own benefit going forward.
Right, and I want to talk about Dan's work ethic, because it's when I show you his board and how he tracks his performance and work ethic is tremendous. But let's walk over this way. But another thing is we're walking over this way that I told Dan. We won't put Jennifer on the camera. But one of the things that I told Dan when he first mentioned to me that he was going to transition from his previous company to this, and he sat down. This is several months ago before he even had the business. And one of the things that we talked about was the how he was going to be able to be successful transitioning from something else where he was successful to this. And he just mentioned work ethic. The other thing that people don't understand sometimes is, you're not really your accolades. Like, for example, I was salesperson of the year, I was sales manager of the year, I've been a VP of a company, but you don't want to attach yourself to those titles, because guess what? Those titles are fleeting. You can be here one day, gone the next day. the ability to be successful from one thing to the other is not because you had the title or you had success in the past. It's because you understand the mental effort and the thought process and the fact that you are the person that is doing those things. What I mean by that is you can be successful at anything if you understand that you're not your accolades, you're the actual person that produced those results. And if you produce results in one area, then you can transition and produce results in another area.
With the basics also. The key thing is, as the board as you see the board before, I'll show it to you right here.
Dan, you got to show us this board here.
Show us the board how it works, okay? Myself included, we're all part of the board as far as what we're supposed to do on a daily basis as far as our general numbers. When we meet these numbers, then we'll be successful. So say, for instance, I'm at the top right there. I put numbers of what I got to do every single day, so I'm accountable to my people as well. So they say, okay, if Dan is doing it as well, I have to do my part as well.
Right.
And so we all have our basic goals, and with these basic goals, then we'll be successful. We're not trying to put any type of complex formula into it. Just go ahead and say, here's what we got to do. Do these basic phone calls right here. Do these basic inquiry calls, and we just develop it. And then from there, it's not complicated.
Okay.
Any type of formula is not complicated at all. It's simple, but it requires just the effort and the commitment to get it done. And that's where it comes down to.
Well, and I think what I love about what you're saying, Dan, is having a process and following it. When Dan and I had lunch yesterday, and he told me how many sales calls he makes a week. And I think it was 100 a week, right? Then he told me, the amount of the number of times where he actually gets an appointment or has a win, and it was what? I think
Maybe
the number
two or three.
2 out of 100. So my point is it's the law of numbers, the law of averages. And if you track your performance and track your progress and keep it simple, like Dan said, you can absolutely do it. Now, one of the things I also want to talk about, Dan, is this. Now, Dan and I, we're not spring chickens anymore. we're not.
Speak
we're
for yourself,
not.
man.
I'm not a spring chicken. He still is. But my point is, Dan has a family. He has 2 daughters, and one's a senior in high school, I believe. He's about to go off to college. Another one is younger, has a family. And so, for those of you that say, man, it's difficult making that transition, this is a man who was very successful in his other business, and with the family and 2 daughters, still had the courage to step and to do what he's doing now. So talk to us why you did that, and what gave you the strength and the fortitude to say, I'm going to go ahead and transition. And how did you get your family on board with you as well?
Well, I got them all involved at first. We all spoke about it. We presented the opportunity. I said, here's the opportunity. Here's what I can do with it. Here's the end result if I put the work in. Okay. But we also saw at the same time, okay, corporations come and go. Corporations, or your position at corporations, can come and go. So if you're going to go ahead and it's about what you've done recently with them, and you're not as good as your last sales call with them. So after a while, you say, you know what, I'm keep busting my butt, but they keep saying, okay, let's go ahead and let's take these numbers down a little bit, and let's change your pay plan up a little bit. And so you're not as successful as you would have been in the past, based upon what the new opportunities they present to you are. So at this point with the new company, they're saying, okay, I'm going to put the work in for at least a couple of years, what have you. And then at the end of the day, as we progress and as we grow, we see the growth happening, we see the end result. And there's opportunities in there. So, and you got to have the support of your family as well. That's very, very important. Get the wife on board, the kids are on board, and support me in this deal. So that's important as well.
There you go. Well, we have Dan. He has somebody coming in like 5 minutes, so he has to interview and get back to business. So I'm not going to take it too much more time. But the last thing I want to talk about is just the why and the purpose. He mentioned his family. He mentioned the fact that his family was on board. He's thinking about his long-term future as to why Dan made this transition. And for anybody that is thinking about making a transition, going from what they're doing now to maybe there's an idea or a passion of theirs that is building inside of them, and you want to express it in your own business or your own idea, Dan, what can you share with people out there that are considering making that transition, or they've thought about it for years, it's been inside them, they haven't taken action towards it, and you have. And that's why I wanted to sit down with my good friend Dan today, because I said, teach me, how did you have the courage and the fortitude to do it? And then teach me your system, because you got to have a system. You can't just jump out there. So talk about the why and the purpose, and what would you share with other entrepreneurs out there, or people that are thinking about becoming entrepreneurs?
You know what? Get rid of your fear, and that's the biggest thing. People get comfortable in certain positions, and they feel, okay, they'll be there forever and ever in this certain company, and I won't have to do anything beyond that. But people transition from company to company a lot nowadays, And a lot of people have fear as far as being able to take that leap to go into the unknown. And it's an unknown fact. You have no idea what's going to happen 6 months from now, a year from now. I have no idea. But I know what I can do every single day to transition and to make sure that I put the work in where my future is somewhat set. So I work on it every single day. It's going to take care of itself. If you put the work in with anything, it will take care of itself. And I've seen that happen.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to put the work in. He's about to get to work. And Dan, so tell us real quickly, people want to get involved with your franchise. This is a franchise business. How do they contact you and your business, and how can they get involved?
Sure, they can contact me at my office here, 909-308-0879. That's my direct line to my office. You can ask for myself, and I can explain to you exactly if you're looking for temporary work, if you're part of the gig economy, you want to go ahead and do some temporary employment work where you just go in for a little bit and then you're on your way, then we can set that for you as well. Also, if you're looking to buy the franchise, there are different territories that are open locally as well. I can refer you to them as well.
Awesome.
Also, that's my phone number. Give me a call.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, call this man, and I'm telling you right now, I've known him for over 15 years since we first got out of college. That was about 20 years. It's been about 20
yourself.
about 20 years. Okay. The only thing I don't like about Dan is that he went to UCLA. But other than that, he's a good man. I've known him since he was, before his career got started. I saw him achieve great success at his previous company. I know what you see is what you get with this gentleman, and that's the type of service you're going to get when you come to his particular franchise with Express. Give him a call, and I just appreciate you taking the time to share, how you made the transition. Because a lot of people out there are thinking about it, and I want you to stop thinking, start taking action. But as Dan said, you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. You got to have a process, and you got to track your success. So Dan, once again, thanks a lot, buddy. And he's going to be one of the most successful franchises in this business. I already know it because he's going to put in the work to get it done.
That's it.
And everybody, thanks a lot, and definitely come by and see Dan. All right, take care, everybody. All right, bye-bye.